Greetings and salutations! Welcome to another action-packed evening with the 8-Bit Nation Prism League. In a world where speed is law and aerial dominance reigns supreme, two titans clash on the pitch, one a many-headed beast ready to strike with venomous precision, the Hanoi Hydras. The other relentless and unyielding. Fueled by grit and determination, the Round Rock Rednecks. Tonight in the 8-Bit Nation Prism League, a new chapter is forged. This is Rocket League. We are about to get underway. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button. Buttons are good. We like buttons. I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. Definitely looking at some scenarios coming into this week. Week 11, almost to the playoffs. Hydras are looking at a potentially 3rd to 7th placement at the end of this week, depending on how things goes. Round Rock looking to place in 10 to 12th, depending on what happens. So very excited to see how this week plays out after this game. Excuse me. One team is joining the pitch as we speak, waiting for the second one. Let's take a look at some stats for the Hydras. Looks like Hallio's not going to be with us, but they were, I don't believe, they were having some heavy stats all the way across the board, though we'll shout them out anyway with the 35 goals, 115 shots, 61 saves, 49 demos. Scythe, 39% shot percentage, 29 assists. Nerd Justin, even across the board, of course. Ben, I don't believe, is with us either. But 11 goals, 71 shots, 15 assists, 46 saves, 13 demos. Koa across the board, even with Banks coming in with 50% shot percentage. So solid performance across the board from all of the teams. Waiting on everyone to join in. Looks like some names I don't recognize, but we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and head on down to the pitch. Game 1 is underway. I'm not sure which one Emo Love is, but they're definitely loving the emos, as it were. Nerd Justin going up, gets the reset in front of net. Stop, goes for the pancake, and Linux gonna pull this one out. Synth, double touch off the wall, waiting for Koa's touch here, gonna challenge. Pass over to Nerd Justin, almost slicing it in there. But VA3U, I forget which one that is. There are too many people. Is that Scythe? No, that's not Scythe. That's Banks? That's Banks. Okay. You know what'd be really cool is if we all had the same names in all the places. Okay, so Scythe is got it. Got it. It's all making sense now. And Banks coming in with the touch. Linux takes this one into the corner. Touch off the bump. Scythe not able to get to it in time. Putting the first point on the board for the Rednecks. Even 50 kickoff. Synth not able to get it over. Koa with the save. Nerd back across frame, too wide. Banks with the save. I keep having to look at chat to remember the names. With the fake, and Linux pulling this one out. Stuffed by Justin. Koa gonna make a breakaway. Off the wall now. Synth goes up, touched by Banks. Down into the corner, gets a bump. Synth with the touch. Goes for the reset. Cleared into the opposite corner. Banks is going to race this one in. Koa getting absolute bodied at midfield. A touchdown towards net. Over top, can they get in front of it? Linux pushing this back across frame, but it's pulled out at the last second. That one's going to roll in with an unfortunate read on the shadow defense, and Synth evening up the score 1-1 with only 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. I need something to drink. Let's go ahead and crack this open. Crispy. They're going to take this one up. Defended off the backboard. Yeah, Verm, you never know what you're going to get here. Synth with the stop. And it's back towards an undefended net. Scythe is able to get there in time. A touchdown towards net from Koa. Banks going to take this one up the wall. It bounces off, forcing Koa to 50. Banks with the clear. Looking for the redirect. Touchdown. And it goes wide left. Scythe with the touch over to mid. Linux able to get there in time, but it's pushed wide right. Going for the challenge at midfield. Banks into the corner. Justin looking to clear this one out. Gets a second touch. Gets the bounce, but Koa with the high lob. Justin looking to make a play. Leaves this one. Synth coming in with the demo on Linux. Justin going to make another play out. Over to Scythe. Goes for the dribble. The flick to the backboard. Synth with the catch. Looks like a little bit of a crusty musty. The reset. Banks dropping back. Wide left. Down towards mid. Nerd back up a touch to Synth. Or Scythe. Synth is there. Nerd almost punching it in, but it's saved off the crossbar with someone with... I don't know, I had a lift there for a second. Banks waiting patiently. Avoiding the demo. A teammate getting demoed. Koa with the touch. Moving forward. Into the corner. Gets bumped. Scythe's going to take this one out. Linux trying to make a play. A touch from Banks to the wall, and Synth going to clear this one out. Koa and Linux both up for the save. 25 seconds down. We're still tied. 1-1. Synth. Floating across now. Koa with the clear. Linux able to get this one in time. Banks goes up trying to stuff this one. Koa pushing this one high. We're at 0 seconds now. Into the corner. This one's going to float up. It's still up. Justin gets a little bit of height on this one. Banks with the catch touching the ground, and we're into overtime. Good catch. I see it. It wasn't. Not sure why. Yeah, that's a free game that I gave to Rednecks. Yeah, everything got all sorts of buggy all of a sudden when I was first starting stream, but we're good now. I had reset it right before. And the touch, the float off the backboard, and Linux with the clear. Into the corner. Synth is going to make a play off the backboard. Is Justin going to jump for this one? No. Scythe comes in. Linux in the way. 49 seconds into overtime now. One might say that's too many seconds. Justin with the clear. Linux catching. Banks going to push this one a little bit forward. Tries to go for that second touch. Can't make contact. Linux on the wall. Koa demoing Synth on the way. Straight down in front of net. Can Nerd get in the way? Almost. They're coming and trying to stuff it in, but not enough time. Banks with the challenge in the corner. The bump in front of net. Justin, a high lob towards top right, bins, and off the crossbar it goes in. Hanoi cleaning up. Taking game one. Hydras pulling it out at the last moment. Guess we're not joining? Oh, we're missing someone. Game two is now underway. Justin, touch towards mid. Linux with the touch out to Banks. Towards the backboard. This one's gonna pop up. Banks going for a second touch over to mid. Linux trying to connect. Gets bumped out for their trouble. Thinty to the wall. Redirect pass over to Justin. Yeah, I'll be honest, Samu. I don't know how to actively do that. I know how to turn it off, which I think I did. Pretty sure there's a button for that. Oh, here we go. Got it. Linux challenging in the air there. Banks looking for the clear. Goes up. One touch. Beats the defender. Nerds there to catch, but Banks still there afloat. Giving an easy save to Synth. Not an EV save. That's a Pokemon reference. So sorry. Banks leaving this one. Slightly undefended net. And it goes past with the 50 right at the goal line. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left remaining in game two. And we have our first point on the board in favor of the Hydras. Justin to the backboard. Goes for the air dribble. Gets a little bit of time on it. Goes for the reset, but it's pulled away at the last moment by Linux. Koa with the touch over to Linux. Waiting patiently. Tries to bait them out. Koa gonna make another touch towards the corner. Synth going up with the challenge. Goes for the air dribble. Gets the reset. Leaves it for Scythe. Ceiling reset coming down. Linux not able to connect on the dismount. To the backboard. And it's stuffed in off the pass. What a read, and coming in with 2 points on the board now for the Hydras. Banks to the corner. Koa giving it another touch, but Justin's there, floating in front of net. Linux able to clear it out in time. Scythe dropping back. Goes for that corner boost first. This is the floater. Linux gets the challenge into the same corner. Teammates kind of all over each other there. A high lob in front of the backboard. Koa going to go up to challenge. Banks turning around, looking for a better defensive posture here. Picking up that corner boost, turning around to challenge. In the air, gets another little bit of a touch, but needs some help. This is going to clear on the return. Takes the low road, but Koa gets the clear out. Challenged by Scythe into the corner. Banks across frame, but no one's there to clean it up. To the sidewall, into the corner now. Linux goes out for the save, an absolute defensive monster. Synth clear to the wall. Scythe with the catch. Back over to Synth. On frame, but Banks is there. Looking for a bump, not getting it. They're making a push now. Goes up the backboard. Justin stays on top of this one, challenging on the wall. Back across frame. Koa with the bounce. Challenged into the corner, wide left here. Synth not able to get in front of this one, but Justin gets another soft touch into the corner. Just trying to maintain possession here under the last minute. Synth, pass over. This one's going to float at mid, and Koa with the catch. Synth, another lob. Banks is there, though, with the catch at the midfield. Touch over to mid to Justin. Gets it over. Synth into the corner. Scythe goes up, but losing the 50 to Koa. Justin going to take this one into the corner again, challenging Linux, who wins it. The wall dash over to Synth. Koa with the return. Justin going to catch, and we're under 20 seconds now. Caught in front of the frame there at the last moment. Koa, touchdown in the corner. Linux gives it some speed across frame. Banks isn't there in time. Gets the lob. Stopped, and this one's going to touch the ground, and that's the second game of the series to the Hanoi Hydras. Heading into game 3. Linux winning the kickoff. Going to be returned with a high lob from Sim. Goes for the reset challenge by Banks, who wins the 50. Koa going for the dribble. Tries to get a flick, but it's stuffed, and we have a demo in the field. Banks over Emo Love. This one floating straight down. Koa not able to get to it in time. Banks going to lead this one from the clear. Justin to the backboard. Pinged out by Koa. Not able to stuff this one in. A clear. This was floating straight towards net, but Banks able to get there in time. And it's red off the return. And the first point on the board going to Hanoi with 1-0. .420 left. A slow touch. to the backboard. Another slow touch, a floater. Gets in front of it and putting 2 points on the board. Cynthia coming in. Awkward placement, just couldn't get to it. No reset to be had. This one's going to float into the corner. Banks gets a touch, but Nerd Justin coming in with the clear. Over towards frame. Koa looking to get this one out. Just past the defender. Cynthia's there, though. Tries to get a pinch with their teammate. The backwards touch. We call that a backflip in my book. And Banks coming in with the first point on the board for the Rednecks. 3 minutes and 41 seconds in. The defender demoed, leaving an open net. The cheetah. Justin goes up for the air dribble. Banks able to get in the way, but Synth is there. Wins the 50. Slow touch off the backboard, leaving it, but Linux going to clear this one out. Scythe. Leaving this to Koa in the corner. Cynthia trying to help out. Gets the lob. Goes for the musty. Beats out the defender going into the corner. Challenged. Losing possession. Linux going to take over. Goes for the dribble. Looks for the flick, but Scythe is there. Stopped by Banks. Over to the wall. Cynthia with the clear. Going for the double, but it's pulled off the wall by Linux. Is that going to hit the ceiling? No. Off the backboard. Banks is going to pull this one away, but it's returned by Scythe. The pop takes this one to the midfield, but Justin able to get in front of it. Goes up for the air dribble. Gets a touch to the backboard. Tries to win the 50, but it's pulled away by Banks. Back towards net. And Scythe able to get in front of this one, but not able to recover. Synth getting a demo on Banks, but this one's going to go to the side wall and start clearing out now. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. It's a 1-point game. Back in front of the net. Justin with the lob. Koa able to pull this one away. Good patience. Justin going to come back around. Picking up this mid boost. Goes for the challenge. Beats out the defender. Gets a touch pass. Banks and knocks it in like an absolute rocket. One of the Hydras' many heads making an attack as we speak. 1 minute and 58 seconds, and that's 3-1 in Game 3. Under 2 minutes now for the Rednecks to prevent a full sweep. The ceiling reset. Over Koa. Linux with the return. Koa looking to get in front of the defender here. This one's going to float. Banks trying to connect. Forcing the Rednecks to drop back. Linux with the clear. Banks with the touch. Koa waiting patiently for Justin's touch here. Off the wall. Not going to be able to get to this one in time, but a redirect from Scythe. The challenge in front of net. Justin off the backboard. Over to Scythe, but it's pulled away by Koa at the last moment. Linux trying to get to this one in time. Gets a touch down towards frame, but it's defended. Banks with the clear towards the corner. Koa coming in trying to finish up that business. And 2 demos. Taking out 66.67% of the Hanoi Hydras. And there's the third. Justin trying to get in the way. Banks gonna get the touch. Linux trying to help out. Scythe keeping in touch with this one. We're down under 25 seconds now. Banks with the clear towards an undefended net, but Justin gets back in time. Waiting patiently, down towards 1, down towards 2, into the corner. The pinch Back into the same corner. Koa across to midfield. No one's there. Banks gets in front of this one. Linux with the lob. Banks gets the second touch, and it's wide right, pitching the ground. And Hydras take game 3 and the series. What a wild game. That's the full series, folks. Let me go ahead and see if we are available for a quick interview. Looks like they are available. Let me go on and go over here. Howdy, fellas.
Howdy.
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to bring something to your attention because I think this is important to note. Because, you know, like, just to get the business out of the way, it's very important. I was going to mention, you guys just won a series with a full sweep. That's pretty cool.
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. Finally?
Yeah.
Wait,
Been rough. But
is this your first sweep?
this is the first sweep since, I think,
This is the
what
last
was
time you
it?
did it?
I think this is the first sweep since Kyoto. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
think when I played for 6, I think, yeah, we swept that team. I
Swept
forget
who?
what that was. I think it was
I
Savannah.
probably have to go back in the VODs. I think it could be another team.
I mean, we're not
It was
gonna
Savannah.
hold you guys to the accuracy of this statement. I'm just saying,
Nah,
congratulations, you guys
Thank
full
you,
swept.
appreciate it.
Honestly, it looked almost effortless. Like, this was an efficient 3 games. Like, you guys came
Yeah.
out and you said, "Hey, I guess we gotta go to work today, guys," and you clocked in and you just did it. Like, you did it, and then now it's 8:27. What even
Pretty
is
much.
that?
Yeah, we came in here and did a little 25-minute lunch break, and we good to go.
Yeah, honestly, I was actually kind of worried about having time to set up for the next game at 9, but, you know, appreciate you guys looking out. It's pretty dope. Everything.
No problem,
Yeah,
man.
we figured we didn't want you to like rush to the next game,
Yeah,
you know.
you know, you're why I come to work here every day. I'm just saying.
Appreciate it,
No,
bro.
but congratulations. It was a solid games all the way around. I was gonna mention like what sort of like game you're facing next week, but of course the schedule doesn't go out that far because I guess we're coming into playoffs. So it does.
I was about to say this is playoff week.
Yeah, so it looks like you guys are potentially going to be seeded 3rd through 7th, depending on what happens. The rest of the week, you're definitely on the higher side of that range now. After your win, I don't know how the math checks out. That's a doggo question, but yeah.
Depending on how things go with the other teams, we could potentially move up. I don't know though.
Right.
That's just a big hunch because of the record we have right now.
Honestly, like, so how do you guys feel? Like, would you prefer to go into playoffs with like a higher seed, or would you want to like play it safer, like like a lower number?
I mean, at the start of the season, we were trying to go for #1 seeding because it would have put us against originally what were the 2 best teams in the league, OKC and Hanoi. But now that 3 other teams have formed to be what is super teams, like Nightmare and Havana,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at this point we could probably just hope for like an easy bracket, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't mind versing anybody.
Honestly, good vibes to be had. Well, congrats again, guys. Full sweep. Love to see it. It's very exciting. Good luck next week with whoever you guys do end up facing, but congrats anyway.
I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
By all means. Alrighty, gentlemen and ladies, and whoever else is out there, congratulations. You made it through another series. We are about to head on out for a second. We will be live again in about 15 minutes, getting ready for the next matchup. That is gonna be looks like between the Nightmare and the Scallops. So definitely tune back in for that one. I am your host, the Dwarf Bar. Thank you for sticking around, and we will see you shortly.